With the state of today's economy, it's more important than ever to invest in products that last for years to come. As the seasons shift and get cooler, make sure your closet is stocked with durable layers that stand the test of time from American Giant. American Giant's clothes work harder and are wearable season after season. Their greatest hoodie ever made is made from the highest quality materials that are cut and sewn right here in the United States. So you're investing right back in your local community. Choosing American Giant means taking a stand for American manufacturing and hardworking Americans, something other mega corporations don't care about. From fleece to knit, all in a range of colors for versatile daily wear, American Giant delivers everyday pieces designed for everyday life. Feel the difference of quality, made-to-last clothes from American Giant. Get 20% off your first order with code STAPLE20 at american-giant.com. That's 20% off your first order at american-giant.com with code STAPLE20.
That usually happens if the seller or agent is not transparent. That's one of the number one reasons that happens. So, of course, because I'm virtual, I can't go in person myself. So I can only go off of what the seller or the agent tell me. So if a seller tell me, oh, it's turnkey ready, or oh, it only needs cosmetic updates. But then when my cash buyer, like whatever the seller tell me, I'm relaying the message to the cash buyer. So if you tell me it only needs cosmetic repairs, I'm telling the seller it needs cosmetic repairs. But if the cash buyer go there,
sit back and relax and get ready for another exclusive episode of the Online Marketing Secrets Podcast with Lopez.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Online Marketing Secret Podcast. I'm your host, Lopez. So like and share this episode. And P.S. and by the way, leave me a 5-star review on iTunes. I would appreciate it. Whether you like it or not, I'm open to hear what you think about the podcast so far and any topics that you like to hear me talk about as well. So I appreciate that. So today I have another special guest, and you're gonna love this. This is an area where I'm very interested in. I recently got started investing in, and that's real estate. Recently, I got started in real estate last year, and I'm learning as I go, and I like to keep smart people around me. So today, I had the privilege of talking to someone that's been wholesaling for 2 years now. Now, maybe you want to become a real estate investor. Maybe you want to become a realtor. Maybe you want to wholesale. If you don't know what wholesaling is, that's exactly who I'm talking to today. She's a wholesaler. She's been doing it for 2 years. That's how she got introduced and how she got started in the real estate. Maybe you want to start that way, as she did. She got started by someone else, a close friend that she knew, and it's been on and popping since then. So if you like real estate, interested in real estate, thought about getting into real estate, or maybe you want to be a wholesaler, this is the episode for you. My special guest today, like I said, she's been doing this for a while. She's been quite successful so far. I had the opportunity of meeting her here where I live in Charlotte at a meetup, and we had a nice conversation. And after me getting to know her, I thought it'd be a good opportunity for her to come on and we could chat and I could get to know her. So my special guest today is Chantel. Devore. Welcome to the show. So where you from?
I'm from Brooklyn, New York.
Oh, okay. So how'd you get started wholesaling?
I took a 3-day training course, and it was during the weekend. And by that Monday, I started submitting offers. It took me about 3 months to get my first deal.
Oh, damn.
And my first deal was a 14K JV split, and I've been in the game ever since.
Well, how'd you find out about it? Because I never knew about it until I went to a conference, and then people were saying that, oh, I'm a flipper, I'm a wholesaler, I'm buying whole. That's when I found out about it. So how did you even know that there was such thing as a wholesaler?
Because one of my friends showed me a check for $72,000, and I asked her where did she get that money from, and she was telling me about real estate wholesaling, and she also had a course. So I took her course, which was mostly an overview, and it piqued my curiosity, which caused me to take the 3-day training.
Okay. Yeah. So what did she say? I mean, you saw the check and she was like, hey, this is how much I got. What was your next question after that? Hey, show me how you do this.
I was like, where did you get that money from? Oh my God, you're going to go to jail now. And then she was telling me, you don't need a credit check. You don't need proof of income. And I'm like, what do you mean? I just didn't understand it. Like, how can you do something like that in real estate with no funds required, no credit check? Until I took the training course, and now I understand how it works.
Yeah, because most of the time, at least in my mind, because the person that I was talking to, they didn't really go into details about how they wholesale the property, how they go about doing it. In my mind, I thought it was a lot of like being a realtor. And then he was like, no. You don't got to be certified and take no tests. You don't got anything to do any of that stuff. He said, basically, all you got to do is just put the property under contract. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, oh, okay. So no certifications, none of that stuff. It don't matter how you grew up. It don't matter where you're from.
Doesn't matter your background, nothing.
Yeah, So how'd you know you could do it? After, because it takes confidence, it takes courage. Sometimes, because the reason why I asked that, because there's a lot of people that will buy courses. They'll look at all the videos, read everything, and do nothing.
Oh no! For that type of money, I was going to try. I was going to see, and then once you close that first deal, it's enough to keep you going, because that's when you know it's real.
Yeah, I got you. Because I know a lot of people that they bought a bunch of courses, and they still buying courses still to this day, and they haven't done anything that they paid for, which is crazy.
Oh yeah, you got to be careful with those courses. See, the thing is, when people see those courses, they think, okay, if I take this course, the guru is gonna give me the deal. So when a guru call up your phone and say, hey, I have a training course for $8,000, a person in their mind would want to pay the $8,000, because they're thinking, man, if I pay the $8,000, I can make $30,000 in 30 days. And it doesn't work like that. You still have to put in the work. So there's free training that you can take, where you can learn the wholesaling game from start to finish free of charge.
Yeah. So how long have you been doing it now? How long has it been?
2 years now.
Okay. So where did you find your first deal at?
It was Columbia, South Carolina.
Oh, okay. That's close to me, So how did you find them online, or was it like a referral, or what?
It was an on market deal. So when I first started out, I started on market. So I would submit 10 to 15 offers a day because you get rejected left and right. So it's a numbers game, and I just keep submitting offers until my offer is accepted.
So it's like a bid. It's like a bidding war, sort of. That's
Yes,
right.
it's a bidding war. But what I do to lessen my competition, I go after old listings. So if something been on the market for over 100 days, those are the ones I go after everybody been and forgot about them. And at that point, the seller is much more motivated.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. But I think that probably applies to every property. you know.
Yeah. So that's how I do on market. It took me a while to become confident enough to do off market because see the difference is on market they already want to sell obviously, but off market you're calling your list. So during that process, you come across mean people, you get hung up on, you get called names, and then they make you feel like you're bothering people. So once I got past that point, I was okay.
Yeah, I think that's the part that bother that I think that's the part that would bother a lot of people. You calling people might say, "Fuck off my phone" or whatever.
Yes, what? Or you get called all type of names, but you just have to get past that. And how I got past it because it was hilarious to me. I couldn't believe people were that bold. So I would laugh, but I would calculate the answering rate because that was more important to me. So a lot of people could tell me no, but the good part is people were answering their phones, so it would make me keep going until I get a yes.
Okay. So let's get this. You don't have to physically see these people to do these deals.
Ever,
Yeah.
ever. My first closing, I went in person because I was so excited. So I got all dressed up, and I went to closing and everything, and took pictures. I'll never go again though, because I was there forever, and I learned that I didn't need to be there. I mean, my first time, I wanted to pick up my check in person because it was a big deal, but the title company will wire the money straight to your bank account, so I don't have to be present.
No, I mean that's cool. I think that if your first time doing something, I would want to be there too, and I would want to take pictures, and I probably want to post it, and that would be like the moment that first deal I made. I would post it. I would save it for my website, or I think that's cool.
Oh yeah, it was a big deal.
Yeah. So how long does that? Okay, let's say from the time that you sign and the seller signs, right? How long on average? You've been doing this for 2 years now. So how long does it take for you to find a buyer for that house or the property?
Okay, now that depends. So the minute I get an offer accepted, a signed contract, I'm up all night. It's team no sleep. I'm already looking for cash buyers, and I'm gathering their phone numbers, writing them all down, and then in the morning I'm calling all of them. So I call them, and I also call agents that close investment properties, and I also post on social media in the investment group, and I'll usually know within 24 to 48 hours if it's gonna be good or bad, because usually once the deal is out there, you get a bunch of them contacting you. They're in your inbox, they're in your email, and they want to go see the property immediately. Now, if I market it and nobody's budging, then that means there's a problem. Most likely it's locked up for too high. So then I have to go back to the seller and renegotiate.
Okay. So does have you had to go back a lot of times and say, hey, this, I don't know about this, or how does that happen often?
That usually happens if the seller or agent is not transparent. That's one of the number one reasons that happens. So, of course, because I'm virtual, I can't go in person myself. So I can only go off of what the seller or the agent tell me. So if a seller tell me, oh, it's turnkey ready, or oh, it only needs cosmetic updates. But then when my cash buyer, like whatever the seller tell me, I'm relaying the message to the cash buyer. So if you tell me it only needs cosmetic repairs, I'm telling the seller it needs cosmetic repairs. But if the cash buyer go there and the roof is falling apart, that changes the numbers because now it just went from cosmetic repairs to heavy repairs.
Yeah, gotcha. So when it comes, do you have like people on your list that you call up at any given time, or you look for new people, or you do both?
I do both. So I have calling hours. So I'm usually calling from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. and I'm calling my entire list. So it's close to 1,000. So I call 1,000 sometimes every day, sometimes every other day. And that's what I do. Now, if the list gets old or outdated, or I ran through the list and it's all crossed out, whether it's disconnected, not selling, then I'll get a new list. So, for example, code enforcement, I pull every month.
Mm-hmm. So, what do you, when it comes to your list, do you use like, the latest and greatest CRM, or do you use like, paper and pencil, pen and paper? How do you keep up with all these people?
Okay, so code violations, the code enforcement sends me a list. I download it and print it out, and then I upload it into PropStream one by one. And the reason why I do it one by one, because when I enter it into PropStream, I can see immediately, was this purchased 2 months ago, or was it an owner who had it for 40 years? I can see, okay, it has a code violation. Is there also a pre-foreclosure or a tax lien on it as well? Those are the type of things that I look at.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because one of the I guess complaints or people hang-ups where a lot of people is they say, hey man, I don't know anybody, I ain't established, how do I find these people or whatever? And I always say, look, everybody got started the same way.
Yeah, and you can choose. Or how I train someone, I say, okay, take a pen and paper. Now tell me, what emergency would a homeowner have to be in to desperately need to sell their home? And whatever you come up with, then that's what you go looking for. So you have pre-foreclosures, you have the tax delinquency, you have the code enforcement, you have death. So there are many ways to pull it. So you have PropStream, you have the government list. Some people drive for dollars, which code enforcement, you can save gas if you just go to the city. They'll give you the list instead of driving. But yeah, PropStream is the number one source.
Okay. So how's the deal structured as far as the paperwork goes, as far as percentages goes? I mean, you don't have to throw out no numbers here, you know what I'm saying? But like, how is the deal based? Is your commission based on how much you actually get for the sale of the property, or how is it structured?
No, that's the realtor way. Realtors get paid percentages. So with wholesale, you kind of choose how much you get paid based on your offer and what you're gonna assign it to the cash buyer for. So say if the cash buyers are paying roughly 50,000 for a property, I need to get under 50,000. I have to lock it up for under 50,000. So I would lock it up for 30. And if I lock it up for 30 and my cash buyer pays 50, I made 20 grand. Okay. So you can choose, or if you lock it up for 40 grand and sell it for 50, you made 10. So worst case scenario, say if you get a bad deal, it's about to fall through, you got to bring down the price for the cash buyer, sometimes you can walk away with as little as $5,000.
Okay, gotcha. So I had I had a friend that used to be a wholesaler, right? And I think he told me that I think they were behind on payments. I don't know how many, maybe 3 or 4 payments at the time. And they were cool with him finding somebody to buy the house and everything. But once they found out how much money they had to give him, they wanted to back out.
Oh, see, that's why you talking about the cash buyer.
Yeah.
That's when you double close. So how you want to do it is, if your commission is anything over $15,000, you want to double close.
Okay.
Because the norm is like 5 or 10K. At 15K, they start complaining. And some people who make 50, 60K, of course, the cash buyer is going to have a problem. So you would double close so they don't see what you're making on the deal.
So what does that mean? Double close. What does that mean exactly?
So double close means you lock up the contract as if you're buying the property. And then when you get the cash buyer, you're going to do a whole nother purchase and sale agreement as if you're the seller selling it to the cash buyer. So it's 2 separate contracts.
Oh, okay.
So you close one, you buy the property, and then you sell it to the cash buyer. And then you have a transactional lender in that case. So a transactional lender will pay for the house and you'll own it for about an hour. And then when the cash buyer wires the funds, that's how everybody gets paid. And the transactional lender get paid 1% for doing that for you.
Yeah. So, hey, why do you think some people get uncomfortable if it's, like the amount of 15,000 or better? Why do you think that is?
Okay. So if you paid your car note, say your car note is $500, and you just happen to look at the breakdown and you find out that the principal was only $100 and the other 400 went to somebody's pocket, wouldn't you have a problem?
Well, maybe if it's a car, yeah, but property, that's a different situation.
It's a different situation. So, of course, it's better. If the numbers make sense for the cash buyer, it shouldn't matter how much the wholesaler is getting paid on the deal. But it's a mind thing. So, if somebody's selling you a house for $15,000, right? And you're like, "Ooh, that's a deal. $15,000? Oh, let me buy that." But then you find out that the wholesaler got it for $1. And now they selling it to you for $15,000. Now, would you have the same reaction?
No, I wouldn't.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I still got the house, and
you got it for the low for $15K.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. So that's the mindset that you would think most cash buyers would have. Like, look, I got a deal. I don't care. But no, they'll be like, "Oh, you got the house for $1 and you want 15." So it's a thing. So you make it too much, to avoid them walking out and not closing. Just do a double close because you don't want to risk it for that amount of money.
Yeah, I don't know what he ended up doing, but I know he got the check. I don't know what he ended up doing exactly.
Is it most likely double close?
Yeah, but you know what's crazy? That was the last time he wholesaled a property. That was the last time he done it. And then he took that money and moved to Boston. And that was it. That was the last time I seen him.
He was a one-hitter quitter?
Yeah.
Oh, no. With that type of money, it makes you want more. Like, oh, man, this was great. I need about 10, 20 more of these.
Yeah. So what do you plan? Are you planning on going big? Are you planning on buying bigger properties and holding and renting them out, or are you going to just continue keep wholesaling?
Well, I plan to buy and hold later on down the line. So I'm gonna go in order. I'm a wholesale for a little while, and then I'll get into the fix and flipping, and then in between there I'll do the buy and hold, and then at one point I'll be doing all of the above.
Yeah, because and the funny thing is, the way the problems that my man was having, that kind of steered me away from being a wholesaler because he had a lot of drama going on.
No closing is a smooth closing. As a wholesaler, you're solving problems, and as an investor, you're purchasing problems. So closing,
Yeah.
you're gonna have a headache. You'll have a nice check. You'll be happy, but you're gonna be stressed. At the end, you're gonna snatch your check and just book.
Exactly.
It's not easy. You gotta put in the work.
Yeah, So more than likely, you meet people from time to time, and they say, "Hey, and how do I get started?" What do you say to them?
Take training, the free one or the 3 day course, especially the 3 day course because it's much more in depth and it only costs $59, and it's the best 3 day course a person can get because they teach you how to find comps, calculate ARVs. They teach you about repair costs. They even go as far as showing you, how to get around the tax thing. It's very informative. So I would suggest take training, that 3 day training. Once you're done and you start looking on YouTube for any other questions you have, at that point you'll understand the language. So then from there you can go watch YouTube and you'll understand what they're talking about.
Gotcha. So if people wanted to reach out to you, where would they go to?
Facebook, social media. My cash buyers, they contact me on social media. They can email me, of course.
Gotcha.
I'm responsive.
Gotcha. There you have it. All links and her email will be found in the show notes. Until next time, we're out. Peace.